All right. So, as the description suggests, yes, I got COVID. Somebody in the house tested positive like a few days ago. It was last Thursday, and I got my result on Saturday, and that's when I got that positive result. So I am now on my ano ba, Friday, so I'm on my fifth day of having COVID so far, and I just want to go live and talk about it because I feel like this is something that um, it's hard to talk about it. I don't see like a lot of people who have had it openly discuss. I guess like there's some stigma attached to it, which is totally understandable. But yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about it. Plus, it's getting a bit lonely here and isolating. So yeah, so if you're just joining this stream, my name's Joey. We're friends. This is like a private stream here, and I just want to give like a bit of a backgrounder about what happened here. So last, I think it was last Thursday, one of the people here in the house was feeling ill, and he tested positive. So he got the result on Thursday. Test on Wednesday, got test result on Thursday, and then of course everyone in the house also got their PCR tests, right? So it's the ones who came out positive were me and three more people in the house. Thankfully, my folks are not positive; they're negative. So everyone is isolating right now, which is great. And they're going to undergo another PCR test tomorrow just to be sure that they didn't get any false negatives and that they continue to stay negative. So far, the four of us who did test positive, so far, wala namang symptoms masyado except one person, like our house help. She had a bit of trouble breathing on like the first night. So we put her on an oxygen concentrator, which I had to figure out how to set up. And she's fine. After like few hours, okay na. So now we're all just monitoring, just making sure we've got like the oximeters on fingers, and we test and check kung okay yung blood pressure and also the oxygen levels. So yun, I am now on my, yeah, I think I said my fifth or my sixth day. And so far, like the main symptom that I have experienced was yung sobrang pagod ako. And I think it has a lot to do with the stress and also like the anxiety of having to deal with something like this. Kasi, I mean, you read it, you see it on the news almost every single minute, and then it hits so close to home kasi ikaw na mismo yung meron. Um, but yeah, I think it's just the fatigue mostly. That's what's been the main symptom, at least for me. And also, napansin ko like siguro 2 days ago, it felt like I was having a bit of trouble thinking clearly. 'Di ba sinasabi nila na may brain fog yung COVID patients, a common symptom is brain fog. The best way that I can describe it is that it feels like uh, you're at the end of a very very long work day. Tapos sabihin natin matutulog ka na, biglang tinawagan ka ng boss mo, tapos sasabihin niya, kailangan kita mag-present ngayon. And then you try to present like a deck or something. Parang ganun yung feeling niya, yung sobrang pagod ka, and then you can't really construct full sentence or ideas very, very well. So it kind of feels like that. It also feels like jet lag. Parang lumipad ka ng 10 time zones, biglang nandito ka and you're like, ano yung gagawin ko dapat ulit? So I recall na I was going to the toilet just to pee, and then pagpasok ko dun, I was making sure na I had all of my things in check. Like I made sure I had my mask, I made sure I had my face shield, I had my alcohol, I had my key. Parang iniisa-isa ko siya just to be sure that I don't leave anything. So, yung ganong short-term memory, medyo na-affect siya. That was 2 days ago, and I felt a little bit better yesterday, and then today, I'm feeling pretty good. Pero yun na nga, still pretty tired. But at least I didn't develop fever, no cough, no hard, no difficulty breathing. I remember last night, I thought I was having trouble breathing kasi hindi ako makatulog for like an hour. Tapos sabi ko parang, oh no, nahirapan na ako huminga. Ito na ba yan? And then I realized na I was having more of like a very, very mild panic attack. So I feel like when you're asymptomatic, I'm gonna assume that I am asymptomatic because it's already like my fifth or sixth day. Of course, baka na-delay lang yung onset of symptoms, but currently it feels that way. I think like a huge part of like the entire COVID experience also has a lot to do with the mental aspect of things, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this quick live video then. Kasi sure, like the physical part of it is devastating, pero yung mental din niya is medyo it's hard to deal with it. And I think it's really important if there's somebody you can talk to about it. Like there's like a huge increase in cases lately, and with a huge increase in cases means that a higher probability, sana hindi, di ba? Knock on wood, but a higher probability that there is someone in your life who will get it. So, pag nangyayari yung ganun, I feel like it really helps to be able to talk to someone about it. Like ako, I have family naman. My mom and dad, usap kami every day. Kapatid ko and everyone, and cousins, which is great. Pero I know like there are a lot of us here on the stream right now na either mag-isa or walang kasama. So it really helps if you could talk to someone. Malaking tulong siya. It's like a huge weight off your mind. And what I really would like actually is kind of like that what I was talking about earlier about the stigma of having COVID. I know like a few people who've had it already the past few months, and I only learned that they went through it after the entire ordeal. So they had like a really really difficult time, or whether they had a really really difficult time, or they were asymptomatic or had very mild. Pero parang I can understand like the hesitation in talking about it and sharing an experience. And I know like it's also a big risk for me to do something like this kasi I run a business. I'm a music producer. I work with other people, so there's always a chance like if you talk so openly and candidly about this, people aren't gonna want to work with you anymore. But to me, that's okay. That's your decision. I'd rather just help other people who are either going through something like this or who might go through something like this in the future. So that's it. That's the little introduction. I'm gonna go through the comments now, guys. If you have any questions about COVID, kung meron kayong gustong tanungin about sa nangyayari sa akin and everyone at home, just go ahead and type it in there. I'll go to the comments here. Thank you for all your well wishes. Caleb Ortega, stay positive. Yung na akong positive. Gusto ko na mag-negative sa next test. Chris Cataluna, how about your senses? Still okay? Yeah, so a common COVID symptom would be losing your sense of taste and smell. Thankfully, that hasn't happened just yet. And I'm hoping it doesn't happen anymore. Kasi, yun na nga, that's like mahirap. And it takes a while, from what I understand, before like those senses come back. I know a couple of musician friends who also have it right now. We haven't seen each other in years, but like they messaged me and they're like, yeah, hanggang ngayon wala pa rin akong sense of taste and smell, ganyan. So they're doing something. They're doing some kind of smell therapy, like very very strong scents, like coffee or some alcohol or something, and then parang yun they have set times in the day where they smell it and they make sure na parang okay, medyo bumabalik, nawawala uli, medyo bumabalik. So it's a process. The entire recovery phase is a process. So there. Um, Cat Gallego, load up vitamin C, 3,000 milligrams max a day. Drink ginger tea with lemon. Laban lang, yes. Actually, that was a good time to kind of talk about the regimen that was suggested for me. This is not medical advice. I'm not a GP. I'm not a doctor, of course. Pero I just want to share like the stuff that was suggested, especially the first minute that as in, nung nag-test positive ako, sabi nila parang, okay, so why don't you try this? So, ang binigay sa akin was cefuroxime, which is like an antibacterial. So, 3 times a day. Um, Dranex, which is a corticosteroid. So usually take something like this if you are coughing already. Pero I guess it binigay sa akin just ano yun, para maagapan lang habang maaga pa. And also like a lot of Conzace. Parang I don't know how many packs of these I have, but it's like I think once a day. Yeah, once a day. And like a bunch of other stuff. There was a prescription for azithromycin for the first 3 days after testing positive. I've gone through those, and I would say na yun yung nakakapagod na gamot, just because when you take it in the morning, pag wala kang laman sa tiyan, medyo nakakahilo siya, or sometimes nakakasuka. It really depends on like your tolerance lang. But yeah, so that was what was given to me. And also at the same time, melatonin was also suggested. Now, even at the start of COVID, parang I've been reading ideas about how melatonin protects against uh, getting the coronavirus really, really badly. Uh, None of that have been proven just yet. Pero what I can say is that when you take melatonin, mas makakatulog ka na maayos. Although for me, kasi parang hindi na siya tumatalab because I've been taking melatonin for like so long. And even if I just take two, parang what happens is I'll sleep for 3 hours and then magigising ako, and then like my mind is at 100%. So it makes it a little bit harder because I don't get the full like 7 or 8 hours of sleep. And that's another like symptom that I have to deal with. Na it's like every 3 hours nagigising ako. And then I find it so hard to go back to sleep kasi parang my mind keeps racing. It might be the anxiety. It might just be me being ruminating over the situation. Pero yun na nga, medyo nahirapan ako makatulog ulit after waking up. So what I've done to deal with it is like, if I sleep 3 or 4 hours, I'll just pipilitin ko yung matulog pipilitin ko na ng sarili ko matulog. It'll take like another 90 minutes, parang ganyan, but I'll sleep again. When I wake up, I'll try to sleep again. So yun, pilitan lang. Bugs, San Juan, do you have a regular workout? Yes, I was working out every single day. Tumatakbo, nagbubuhat, in an effort to stifle the ability of me getting the chance of me getting COVID, but I got it anyway. So yun. But yeah, so malamang ngayon hindi ako hindi ako nag-workout kasi kailangan kong pahinga. Mia, hope you feel better, Kuya Joe. Thanks, Mia. Bugs, stay away from seniors. Yeah, definitely. Kaya nandito ako ngayon sa garahe. Well, dito ako sa studio. Hindi ako nag-mix. Everyone is again isolated. And I just wanna like give a bit of a shout out dun sa LGU namin. Parang Barangay Ugong Norte LGU, sobrang matulungin sila. Nung in-inform namin sila na we have like 4 cases, there are 4 of us here na nag-positive sa area namin. So sabi lang nila, okay, we'll give you like lockdown orders, wag na kayong lalabas dyan. If you need any help, kung kailangan nyo ng parang tulong for like groceries or something, pwede namin kayong tulungan. So yun, I feel like they're taking really good care of us. Okay, this is just like our pocket na lang please. I just ordered some food. But yeah, so far so good. Again, my main concern here is that I don't want my parents to get COVID, and that's why we're doing all the isolating, we're doing all the extra testing. We're just making sure na maingat kami around them, and also like we're sort of not having contact with each other as much as possible. And yun. So Belai, I agree on what you said about the mental aspect. Yeah, lots of prayers and support. Cool. Ben, hey Joey, sorry to hear about COVID. Yeah, thank you, dude. Ano pa ba? Uh, Joanne, my assistant. Joey, ano yung iniinom nyo na meds? So yes, I just outlined all the medication as well as. Oh, one thing I didn't mention was that I tried to get some sun. So alam nyo naman ako, hindi ako morning person. Pero like ever since COVID started last year, I started becoming a morning person in an effort once again to try to not catch this, but I still did. Pero now what um I kind of got used to the idea of waking up at like 8 a.m. So I've still have kept that up. So part of the regiment for me is just getting some sun. So if I'm gonna turn around here, this like studio, so I have like big windows here. So sa umaga, it's nice and sunny inside, and I do get some sun. So that really helps a lot, I feel. Papu de Leon, do you know the variant? Not yet. We have yet to get. We already have the result, the positive result, but we don't know is the genome sequencing behind it, whether it's the P3, yung sariling atin na variant, or if it's like one of the others. I am thinking that it's likely that it's not the new variant yet, simply because the number of cases total that we've been having on average, like over 6,000 the past few days, vis-a-vis the number of genome sequenced variants, the ratio is just off, way off whack. There are just too many cases versus too few new variants. And I feel like we are at the very, very early stages of the new variant spreading. So again, that's also another reason why I wanted to do this video, because it might, it's terrible, but it might become something that is a lot more common than it already is, and that's a scary thought. So we really need to be careful. Miss Fermalino from LSGH. Hi, thank you, Miss Fermalino. Praying for fast recovery. Thanks. Yeah. Um, so Maui, how do you get it from home? Okay, so last week, um, we. I'm trying to think here. I think it was my dad's assistant who is in and out of the house. I think he was asymptomatic, even though we do routine antigen tests, but like I think last week when he was here in the house, he was already feeling ill, but he was here anyway. So what that essentially meant was that we were exposed to him at the part in his infection that he is most infectious, right? He's coughing and that kind of thing. So yeah, so that's how I got it. And the funny thing is, like, we wear masks at home, but we still got it. So yeah, sometimes you take all these precautions, and then this stuff just happens, and you can only hope that you don't get it badly. Uh, who else is in here? Jr. Javier, get well. Thank you. Claire, get well soon. Yeah, thanks, guys. Oh, thanks for all your well wishes. So again, yeah, it's. I think the two most apparent symptoms to me are the brain fogginess. The past 2 days. Today hindi na, kasi actually this morning I gave a presentation to like this potential project that we're working on with someone from Silicon Valley. So natuwa naman siya. So I guess that's good. I guess I have my thinking faculties all back in place. Um, but yeah, apart from that, it's just like the feeling of being very, very tired. And it's more like yung puyat ka lang. I guess it's also because I don't get to sleep as much. So yeah, if you guys have like any other questions about this, you can type it in the comments, and I will try to answer. I'll give maybe like the last 5 minutes because I'm running out of battery in my laptop, and I also have to go and get some food. Anton Saldana, get well soon, cuz yeah. I know you're on the mend already, Anton. I know you got it too. So hope you're well. Um, Tanya, pero maliit naman ata yung sample na sinesequence, mabagal. So medyo di rin natin alam ang tunay na ratio. Yeah, that's correct. I think, the hardest thing about dealing with something like this, a pandemic, is that there's a lot of data involved, and it's just so unfortunate that while the rest of the world already has a handle on how to deal with that data, in our neck of the woods, it's still a long ways off. And that's why we keep getting all of these conflicting messages about what we're supposed to be doing, about all of these new regulations, about all of these new acronyms. And I mean, it's confusing. There is, I think, like Steve Jobs said best, like, simplicity is like the ultimate elegance. I don't understand why we have like 10 different types of quarantines when you could just have two or three. Um, I think the easier thing to do in a situation like this is for like a really, really big bureaucracy to just keep on adding things instead of taking away and simplifying. Because you can often hide inefficiencies in a lot of bureaucracy and in a lot of, you know, jumping through hoops. And yeah, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I don't even need to talk about this anymore. You guys know that really, really well already. Um, IO, how do you have your food given to you? Yeah, so this is a really important thing. What we've done is we essentially have separate no, we have packed meals, tapos parang may drop na lang, parang dinadrop siya sa labas ng kwarto, and then we have to dispose of it properly. Yeah, it's I'm just glad. I'm very lucky. I'm very privileged na merong ganun dito, and I understand talaga na, alam mo yun, a, a lot of people don't have access to something like that. So yeah, I'm really lucky. I'm so thankful for that. So it's just yeah, ganun, kailangan separated. Uh Josie, don't forget all the task forces. Yan, isa pa yan, yung mga task force and yung mga czar. It just makes it more confusing, in my opinion. But if that's how they want to work, let them do their work. Yeah, so yun, that's it. Maybe last 60, 90 seconds, some final thoughts here. I know that I'm on my fifth or sixth day, another week of quarantine. I'm going to shut down the studio. While I was thinking of shutting it down like 2 weeks ago, pa. I'll probably shut it down up until like May, just to give myself and everyone here enough time to recover, and also so I could participate in donating plasma when I have sufficient antibodies and have a sufficient immune response to COVID. And yeah, because like my girlfriend was telling me that her dad's friends, most of them are senior, they're all having trouble looking for those for that plasma and stuff like that. So sabi ko parang sige, tutulong ako. Yeah, so I need to give myself time to be able to do that as well. If you know where I can do those donations, please let me know so I can also relay that information to the rest of the household, those who are affected. So yeah, thanks again. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, please don't. You can just DM me, send me a message. I'll try to answer you as soon as I am able. For now, stay safe. Thanks so much, and see you all very very soon when this entire pandemic is all over. Good night.